joining me now for more, Katrina Pearson. She served as the Trump campaign's national spokesperson, and Pablo Manriquez is a Democratic strategist and co-founder of K Street Media. Good to have both of you here tonight.
Good to be here, Sandra.
Katrina, I'll start with you first. The president, the White House, making it very clear at this point that the president stands behind his son-in-law.
Well, Sandra, there's really no reason not to. I mean, we are simply talking about a story, but there is no story. Even the New York Times article in the third paragraph says it was unclear who made this suggestion, even leaking to the Washington Post story. Homeland Security, John Kelly, said he didn't even have a problem with the allegation. There was nothing illegal reported out of this meeting, and yet we're talking about this as if something bad happened, like maybe 4 Americans that were killed in Benghazi, or maybe sending $1 billion to Iran to fund global terrorism. Are we seriously still talking about the Russians here?
I mean, Pablo, you just heard all the reporting out of Fox tonight. There's no proof of any illegal activity. There is no crime, as Charles Krauthammer said multiple times in the last hour. But still, Democrats, even at this hour, calling for his security clearance to be revoked.
Absolutely. I mean, Charles Krauthammer is actually incorrect, and I know that doesn't happen very much, and I have a lot of respect for the man. But when you go for a security clearance, they ask you to list different members of different governments who you might have been in contact with. It's important that we know who you've been talking to so that we know who might want to leverage that against you when you're working in the highest reaches of power in the White House. Now, Jared Kushner did not disclose that he had this meeting when he had to. And honestly, if I'm Jared Kushner right now, I'm thinking to myself, why would I mean, the American people deserve to know why he didn't disclose it. But it's like, come on, guys. I mean, this is why this president is having so much trouble getting anything done, is because he gets bogged down in the mud of his own sort of mistakes. I think that ultimately the only thing that's going to fix this is a big shakeup at the top of the White House.
What's really underreported, though, Sandra, is that Jared Kushner was the first person to say that I will go in and I will talk to any of the committees that are investigating this ridiculous allegation. He has never kept anything secret. He said he'll meet with anyone, anytime, for however long it takes to clear up this mess. He is the one person that has said that. Not everyone else has been able to do that. Hillary Clinton was under a criminal FBI probe. Where were the Democrats then, asking for subpoenas and asking for intel committees?
So, Katrina, let me ask you
about national security.
Do we see any changes at the White House this week? Of course, the president was attending Memorial Day services today. Everybody goes back to work tomorrow. Amid all these reports of a possible White House shakeup, geez, haven't heard that one before. But will there be any changes, any structural changes? Reports that they're asking Kushner to stand down in the wake of all this. The president's upset about that. And by the way, I'm going to point out to you reports tonight that Corey Lewandowski and David Bossie were seen leaving the White House after West Wing meetings. I don't know, Katrina, is the band getting back together?
Well, only one person has the answer to that question, Sandra, and it is President Trump. Of course, he would bring in people that were with him from the beginning. I've always said if you weren't with Mr. Trump prior to the Indiana primary, then you're probably not on his team. And I think there should be a shakeup at the White House, starting at the very top, because what's happening today, especially with all of these leaks, no one's been held accountable, and that's the chief of staff responsibility, and I believe that needs to be addressed.
All right, so this week, could we see some changes, Pablo?
I think so. I think that this week they're going to roll out Katrina Pearson as the new White House press secretary. Katrina, I wrote last year that you were one of the most powerful women in American media for the role that you had on President Trump's campaign.
Thank you.
I think that, and again, as a website, or as a White House rather, that's been having a lot of headaches from its current staff, I'm sure that you would bring a calmness to the role that it doesn't currently have.
Okay, I'll let Katrina respond to that.
we will fully always be there to protect and defend Donald Trump, because what we know, unlike everyone else, is that all he wants to do is make America great again.
All right, and that's
MAGA.
Okay. All right, thanks to both of you for being here tonight. Good to see you both. All right, well, one media